What if your metal detector led you straight to bones, still wearing a ring? What if a casual solo hike turned into the discovery of a dead body? And what if something slammed into your tent but never made a sound? Tonight on Nightmare Chilling, we're diving into 6 disturbing camping encounters that will make you never go again. And we begin with a simple Texas road trip and a night Allison Sharp probably wishes she could erase. On June 29, 2025, YouTuber Allison Sharp from the channel Travel Snacks set off on a last-minute road trip across Texas with no hotel booked, no blankets, and no backup plan. Usually, her content is light and joyful, but this episode had a weird vibe from the start. Her first stop was a massive Texas megamart, the kind of place that sells everything from fried snacks to lawn flamingos. She grabbed a few quirky treats and a jalapeno pickle hot sauce for her daughter-in-law. Next stop, Waco, for a banana bread latte that, according to her, was worth the detour.
So the big thing about Buc-ee's is that when you're traveling, if you need something along the way, they got it. You need flip-flops? Got it. Cookware? Got it. A marshmallow stuffed animal? Got it. A random bucket? Got it. A $1,500 barbecue cooker thingy? Got it. And then all the foods, snacks, and drinks you could ever want, they got that too. And then they got like 150 gas pumps here. I'm just making that number up. It's just awesome. Now, they did have an icy wall that you can make like a Slurpee type situation. And they did have a pretty substantial coffee bar, but it was just like drip coffee, and then they have a lot of syrups and different milks. They even had oat milk. I thought that was pretty cool. I didn't see that before. But I've had their coffee before and it's just fine and it's fine. But I want to try something new. And I did find a place in Waco, Texas that has a decently unique flavor that I really want to try.
As she sipped her unusual latte, Allison flipped open her laptop, trying to salvage a plan. But downtown Austin wasn't making it easy. Hotels? Sky-high prices. Parking? $80 just to exist. Even Airbnbs had jumped on the price-gouging train. So she zoomed out, farther. Eventually, she booked an Airstream trailer 25 minutes from the city. At first glance, it looked rough, cluttered, almost abandoned. But inside, records glued to the ceiling, drum-shaped lights, country music charm, a tiny kitchen, twin beds. Strange, but oddly inviting. For a moment, it felt like she'd found a hidden gem.
Okay, I made it in here, and I guess I'm going to reserve my judgment until I come back later. But this is a little bit out here. A little bit different than the pictures. And then this is mine. And then this was just like broken. It's okay. It's okay now. Feeling a lot better about this. So let me lock the door. Make sure. Okay, that's good. So here's the tour. So one of the cool things, because you know I love music, all these records on the ceiling, and that goes throughout. And then looks like they're a country western fan. So like Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Coke memorabilia. And then this is actually super cool. It's a little kick drum or whatever that they turned into a light. Then there's a desk, a TV. I think that might be a heater, I don't know. This is life right now, this AC. And this was going when I got here, so that's definitely appreciated. All right, so then you got the 2-burner stove, sink, some drawers, oven, and then it's on like these hinges, so just like a metal band.
But when the sun dipped behind the trees, that charm started to rot. A slow creaking echoed in the darkness, back and forth, like an old wooden door swinging on its own. Then came a low, trembling hum, like something heavy rumbling by in the night. Allison lay awake, eyes wide. Her skin began to itch, bites, red, raised, clustered. By morning, she found them on her arms, legs, back. Bedbugs? Spiders? Something else? The mattress had dark stains. The sheets smelled off. And to top it all off, roosters started screaming outside before 5 a.m. She hadn't slept, only endured.
Good morning. I knew you were down there, little squawker. All right, I'm already up and getting ready to go because I did not have the best night, not gonna lie. I heard so many noises. I was hearing, hello, can I put the earring in? I was hearing the, almost like the sound of like an old screen door, like creaking open and shut. Like, I don't know if it was something was happening with the wind. And then I was hearing like as if the window was vibrating, like as, you know, like if you're, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm so tired. As if like a big truck drives by and the windows like, and then like before 5 in the morning, these chicken roosters or whatever were cock-a-doodle-dooing. Also, I'm not trying to be dramatic here, but I was either bitten by spiders or bed bugs, and I don't like to be accusatory at all.
Exhausted and itchy, Allison packed up and hit the road again, early. And yet, her sign-off was pure Allison, gracious, grateful, grounded. She praised the creative interior, the effort, the originality, because that's what her viewers love. Not perfection, but reality. Raw, messy, and honest. But here's the question. What really kept her awake that night? Just old walls, creaking, or something else that didn't want her to rest? Let me know what you think in the comments, because next up, we head deep into the forest, where one man thought he found treasure, but ended up digging up a secret that should have stayed buried. Quick breather, friends. If you're vibing with this, hit like and subscribe if you haven't yet. We're pushing to hit 10K subs before September, and honestly, your support is what keeps me going. Love you guys. Now let's jump back in and dive into today's video. The Brazilian channel Tesouros do Mundo has always been about the thrill of discovery. A guy, a metal detector, and a forest full of secrets. Usually it's rusty tools, forgotten coins, or antique bracelets. But this time, the earth had something darker to reveal. It began like any other hunt. He scanned the ground near a dense brush. The detector beeped like it had struck gold, and maybe it had. He pulled out a piece of jewelry, expensive looking, still shimmering. It felt like a good day.
Olha aí, amigo internauta, já bateu um sinalzinho. Bateu um sinalzinho bom aqui, hein? Entendeu? Um sinalzinho bom aqui, pessoal. Esse aqui, se não me engano, esse aqui era da parte da casa aí, ó. A casa da Viúva Negra. Pode ver os tijolos aí, ó. Olha aí, pessoal, faz tempo, hein? Sinalzinho bateu forte aqui, pessoal. Dá um barulho de carro aí, nós estamos na beira da estrada aí, tá? Aí. Vamos ver se já saiu aí. Vamos passar mais um aparelhinho. O sinal continua aqui, pessoal. Mas o cameraman tá dando sinal pra mim com o dedo ali. E é verdade, olha aqui, ó. Dá uma olhada aqui, gente, já. Tem algo que tá aqui já, ó. Opa! Que minha nossa, gente do céu. Dá uma olhada aí, isso aí. Eu acho que tem algo sinistro aí.
But treasure wasn't the only thing buried there. Just beneath that same patch of ground, bones, and not animal bones. A hand, human, fragile, still partially intact. Worse still, the same golden ring still wrapped around one of its fingers. The camera paused. So did he. In that moment, the air around him seemed to shift, from adventure to something like dread.
Tem que ligar lá pra família, vir ver essas coisas aqui.
Já chegou nem mexer mais, pai.
Hã?
Não,
Não, vou ver se é isso mesmo.
com certeza, pai.
Olha aí, pessoal. Não vou mexer, vamos deixar aqui, pessoal. Vamos deixar assim. Olha aí, gente, ó. Caramba, meu. Ó, pode ver aqui, ó. A ponta dos dedos ali, ó. Ali, ó. Olha, pessoal, realmente, pode ver aqui, ó. É uma mão, olha lá, ó. Cara, agora arrepiou, hein? Olha aqui, pessoal. 2 anéis aqui, ó. Cara, olha só isso aqui. Cara, olha aqui os anéis.
Vai, vou ficar aqui não.
Vai lá, filho, vai lá, já liga pra ele já que a gente achou algo suspeito aqui. Aí, pessoal, o Júnior já vai ligar pra família. Cara, eu agora abaixou a pressão. Me deu uma tremedeira nisso aqui, gente. Cara, olha isso aqui, gente. Eu nunca vi isso aqui na minha vida, pessoal. Nunca tinha visto algo assim. Olha aí, ó. Pode ver uma mão e 2 anéis aí, gente. O Júnior já vai ligar pra família lá. Já vai relatar sobre isso aqui. Pra eles verem o que eles vão fazer com isso daí. A gente não vai mexer mais nisso daí, não. Caramba, meu. Nós somos relatados de coisa aí mesmo. Na última vez eu tinha achado umas coisas estranhas. Agora esse aí arrepiou mesmo. Esse aí mexeu com o sentimento do Dinho.
Tá bem, pai?
Cara, não tô legal não, cara. Avisou a família lá?
Avisei, já liguei lá, já. Estão vindo. Nossa, pai. Pesado demais aquilo ali, né?
He kept filming, but the energy was different now. The tone, hollow. The silence, heavier. A few feet away, buried beneath more dirt, he uncovered a weathered satchel. Inside, faded photographs, forgotten trinkets, and money. Very old money. The bills looked decades out of circulation, maybe from the 30s or 50s. Whoever this was, they weren't just buried, they were hidden. And still wearing their jewelry when they went into the ground.
Olha aí, gente. Caramba, meu. Olha o que a gente encontrou aqui. Dá uma olhada. Ó, pelo jeito. Olha aí, gente. Aí, miseráveis. Canivete. Dá uma olhadinha, ó. Canivete, esse é dos antigos, hein? Esse é dos antigos. Olha aí, ó. Gente do céu, tem coisa aqui dentro. Coisa bem seca. Opa, olha aí. Mais um objeto aqui, pessoal. Pra quem não sabe, isso aqui é uma navalha. Olha, navalha de barbear. Então, já 2 objetos já aqui dentro da bolsa. E olha aqui. Epa, dá uma olhada, gente. Deixa eu mostrar pra vocês. Epa, fotos. Muitas fotos, gente. Dá uma olhadinha aqui, ó. Olha aí, gente. Bastante moeda, gente. Olha o vidrinho cheio de moeda, pessoal. Dá uma olhadinha. São moedas de alumínio, gente. 2 cruzeiros, 1964, 1963. Aqui tem de 1 cruzeiro, 1960, gente. Olha, moedas de alumínio aqui, 1960, 1959 e uma 1960. Olha aí, ó. Pra quem não conhecia essas moedas, então aí, ó. Moedas de alumínio, é isso, pessoal. Moedas de cruzeiros. Aqui, olha só, umas letras aqui atrás. E olha o que tá aqui no meio, pessoal. Lembrança de batismo aí, pessoal. Só que a letra aqui, ó, é das antigas aí. Não dá nem pra ver o que é, gente. Olha aqui. Vamos ver se dá pra ver a data aqui. Ó, 1º de setembro de 1957. Tá aqui a data, então, ó. Então, um registro aí de batismo aí de 1957, gente. Esse é dos antigos.
Authorities were called. The video cuts off after that. No identity confirmed. No official statement released. Only questions. Only silence. But here's what's strange. Why would someone bury valuables with the body? If it were a robbery or murder, wouldn't the jewelry be gone? Unless whoever did this didn't want to be caught with it. So they buried it all. The body, the belongings, the truth. The bag, the bones, the silence that followed. It all tells a story, but not a full one. We may never know who this person was or how they died, only that someone wanted them forgotten. And yet, even decades later, the forest spoke. So tell me, was this a cold case waiting to be found, or something that was never supposed to be uncovered? Drop your theories in the comments, because next, we go higher to the California mountains, where a solo hiker stumbled across something no one ever wants to find. On June 6, 2025, a quiet solo hike through the mountains of California. That was all Dundee wanted. His channel, Dundee Hikes, is usually a calming escape. Bird song, scenic trails, solitude. But peace can be deceiving. That morning, he reconnected with the Pacific Crest Trail. The sun was soft, the wind gentle, until he reached a picnic ground. Only one car in the lot. its back tires awkwardly propped up on a slope, like someone had parked it for a reason. Something felt off. A rope trailed from the trunk over the edge of the embankment.
All right, so it's been a couple days since this incident happened, and I thought I would try to give you a more coherent account of what happened than just the videos show. And I'll show you the videos after I finish talking. There's nothing graphic in there, so no need to worry about that. So anyway, I broke camp at Islip Saddle that morning, and I decided to do like a mile more of road walk before joining the PCT again. You know, as I approached the Javis Memorial Picnic Ground, I noticed there was a single car in the parking lot, and it was backed up. Caught my attention was that the back tires were way up on the embankment, so that caused me to walk over and take a closer look. And that's when I noticed the rope that was tied to the back and disappearing over the edge.
He filmed it, casually commenting on how strange it looked, then turned to leave. But his gut pulled him back. He followed the rope, and the moment he looked down, the world stopped. Dangling from the end was a man, limp, lifeless, neck-bound. Dundee yelled, hoping, praying it was a cruel setup, anything but real. But there was no answer, no movement, no pulse.
And you know, I really didn't even think anything about it at that moment. I pulled out my camera and I took a little video, something like, hey, look at this is weird, I guess I'll never know what was going on here. And I started to walk away. And then my curiosity got the better of me, so I dropped my pack and I grabbed the rope and shuffled down to the edge, and that's when I saw the guy with the rope tied around his neck. I didn't really spend a lot of time gawking at him. I didn't take any pictures. I kind of stupidly shouted hello a few times, like he's gonna open his eyes and say just kidding or something. But then I hustled back up to the parking lot and tried to figure out what I was going to do, because I had no service at all.
With no cell signal, Dundee raced back to camp and triggered his emergency beacon. Help came fast. A helicopter first, then ground teams, fire department, deputies, homicide investigators. Protocol demanded he stay. They needed his statement, photos, exact timeline. Dundee wasn't a suspect, but he had found the body, and the scene unsettling. The car, the rope, the silence. The authorities never confirmed whether it was self-inflicted, but for Dundee, the effect was permanent. He came looking for quiet. Instead, he found death hanging from a tree.
Well, all the rest of them got on scene here. I gave my statement to the sheriff, and they said they don't need anything else from me, so I'm moving on. And they asked me not to leave, so okay. So apparently they want me to wait until homicide gets here and make sure it wasn't a murder. I got an update from the sheriff, and he basically said that fire and rescue showed up, said, yeah, he's dead, and left. Now there's someone else. I think it's crime scene, possibly, but they're going to go down and actually examine the body and try to determine if it was self-inflicted or not.
As his video fades, Dundee's voice breaks through the stillness. If you're struggling, talk to someone, please. It's a bad day, not a bad life. Out here, even in open wilderness, things find you, even the kind you can't outrun. And just when you think it can't get darker, the next story takes us deep into cursed woods. With only a spirit box, a tent, and one man hoping the voices he hears won't speak back. Chris, the lone investigator behind NKPS Paranormal, is no stranger to haunted places. But this time, he ventured deep into Pendleton County, into a forest near the ruins of 1950s homesteads where whispers of strange sightings and unexplained sounds had echoed for decades. By nightfall, Chris had pitched his tent, surrounded by darkness, decay, and the unknown. The only thing louder than the bullfrogs was the stillness that came after.
What's up, guys? Your friendly ghost hunter here, Chris. So I've decided to come back here and camp out for you all tonight. All my gear, so I'll get back to you after I set the tent and everything up. Guys, like I said, I'm camping here tonight, trying to catch something for y'all. I'm already hearing noises. You can hear the bullfrogs plain as day. They're coming from that way. I've been hearing howling. I do have my pew-pew again tonight with me, just in case something goes down. But I'm going to try to get set up inside the tent, and maybe we'll do a walk around here later.
Then came the sounds. Not random, not wild. First, faint squeaks, then footsteps. Deliberate howls that didn't belong to any coyote. The forest hushed itself as if listening, and Chris, he started to feel watched. Something circled, closer and closer.
But that, you hear that noise between the frogs? I think that's a coyote, but I don't know. Never heard that noise back here before. Oh, and I already started the old step 2, Steve Wallace style. Got some Southern Comfort in there. Trying to get relaxed, trying to fill this area out. Listen to my surroundings. Somebody out there?
He turned on his spirit box. White noise crackled. Then words began to form. Leave, skeleton, abandoned. Then, Mom. Chris froze. His mother had passed away, and he carried her ashes around his neck. No one else knew that. Nothing prepares you for the dead, whispering the truth.
I'm gonna give you all a few more minutes, and then we're gonna call this quit with this stuff. Then we're gonna go out and walk around and see what we can get into, see what we can find. And then we're gonna call it a night. Hey! Hey! What the was that? Jesus Christ. Who is out there? Did you all see that? Okay, we're gonna put 7.8. This shit's going haywire. This stuff's going haywire. This stuff's going haywire. This says despair, skeleton, leave. I'm gonna tell you, I'm shook up, guys. Seriously, I don't have a clue what that was. I pushed it away, and I didn't hear no footsteps. Hello?
Then, bang! Something slammed into the side of his tent with terrifying force. The structure shook violently. Not a branch, not an animal. Whatever it was, hit with intent and vanished without a trace. Chris grabbed his knife, held his breath, but the woods was silent again. Too silent. His gear began to spike, reading energy levels that made no sense. Something had come and left, but not without leaving a mark.
Guys, I'm gonna put my shoes on. I'll get back with you after I open the tent. We'll get out there and see what's going on. Alright guys, I'm back out here. I don't see anything. Anybody out here? I don't even see any ice. So what the hell pushed my tent in?
Chris made it till dawn, shaken, speechless, and forever changed. The footage shows no clear face, no ghostly figure, but sometimes what's most terrifying is what you can't explain. So, what do you think hit that tent? Animal, spirit, or something older than both? Drop your theories in the comments, because next, we find ourselves beside a quiet lake where a peaceful walk turns into the discovery of something sunken and possibly sinister. YouTuber Tucker Upper was just looking for a peaceful walk by the water. No spooky intent, no creepy vibes, just fresh air and reflections. But sometimes reflections show more than just your face.
As I started to walk around the lake, I took a short video on my GoPro. I just wanted to see the clarity of the water later on my computer. And I wasn't planning on even posting this video. I just took it for my own use. And the water was very clear. I started to walk around the rest of the lake to get a better look. And I just basically saw something reflective bouncing the light at the end of the day off the water, and it caught my eye. So I got closer, and
while filming near the lake, James noticed something strange in the water. A shape, metallic, still. Curious, he walked the edge of the shore, and there it was, a submerged car, half sunken, silent, forgotten. He didn't panic, didn't touch it. He just went home and told his wife.
How did a car get in here? Holy shit. You are absolutely kidding me that I just found this. There's no fucking way that somebody just... What? Bro. You're lying. I gotta... Dude. You're kidding. How did a car get in here? No way.
That conversation changed everything. His wife convinced him this wasn't something to ignore, so he made the call.
911, where's emergency?
Hey, this is not an emergency. I was told to call from EHT dispatcher so that they could get the location of where I am, basically. Yesterday, and I was literally just walking in the woods, and I was filming in the lake, and I saw a car in the lake, literally. So I just put my GoPro on like a stick, and I filmed like a video of it underwater, and then I went home, like not thinking anything of it. I thought maybe some kid just like drove a car in there. And then I went and showed my wife, and she was like, yo, this is really weird. You should just call like the police because this is not right. So then here we...
Is it a car in the lake?
There's 100% a car in the lake, yes.
Police arrived. He explained what he saw, showed them the footage. The officers didn't waste time. A tow truck was called in. The car pulled out of the water, mud-covered and eerie in its stillness.
Hey, how are you, dude?
Good. Fine.
James, but
James.
everyone calls me Tucker.
Okay.
But I can just show you,
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. So basically, I was just out here last night. I was just walking through here
Okay.
because I have like this little, it's called an underwater scooter,
Okay.
and I took it in the bay
Uh-huh.
yesterday, and it was super murky.
Okay.
And I remembered from like when I was a teenager that this
Yeah.
was really clear back here, and I hadn't looked at it. And so either way, I walked around the lake and I saw a car in there, and I was like, this is crazy, dude. So I filmed it with the GoPro,
Okay.
went back to my house, didn't really think about it. I was like, yeah, some kid obviously drove it in.
Yeah.
I showed my wife the video, and she was like, yo, this is really eerie. Like, you should definitely call the police,
Yeah, this
basically.
won't be the first time either.
Really?
We have a car in the pond right there. I'm gonna try to get a tag for you.
No, you're unreasonable.
There's a vehicle in the water submerged. I'm gonna try to get a tag for you. It looks like a Kia Soul maybe. Can you see it?
Let me see. Wait, hold on. Don't say. I won't say anything until. I do have the.
No clear signs of what happened, no reports of who it belonged to, no explanation, just a car where no car should be, and a lot of unanswered questions. Did someone try to hide something? Was it stolen, dumped, abandoned, or worse?
That was nuts.
James left viewers with this line: whoever was in that car played a reverse Uno card on death. Dark humor, sure, but when the truth sinks with the vehicle, sometimes all you're left with is the surface reflection. Let us know what you think happened, because now we leave the water and walk into something even older, a place once full of life, now filled with silence and shadows. Gerber, the man behind Exploring with Bear, thought he was heading into a mansion frozen in time. A viewer tip, elegant photos, a hidden gem. But the moment he stepped through the doorway, he realized this place wasn't preserved. It was violated, vandalized, and worse, watched.
Now, from what it sounds like, this place is either set to be demolished or sheriff's auction. I'm actually not positive what they're going to do with it yet. Look, they even had like ropes and tassels lining the beams and the ceiling. That's different.
No broken furniture could explain the blood. Smears near teddy bears, splatters near the stairs. The air reeked of smoke, not old fire, but recent chaos. This wasn't just an abandoned house. It was a scene someone didn't clean up. Someone who might still be inside.
Holy s***. Look, guys, that's blood. Blood. Where else is there blood? Blood. Yeah, somebody was bleeding in here for sure.
As Jeremiah descended into the basement, the air thickened. Mold clung to the walls. Breathing hurt. Then, footsteps above him. Then beside him. Then behind him. He called out. No answer. Just echoes and the weight of being very, very not alone.
There's somebody walking upstairs. Hear that? There's somebody upstairs. You can hear them. Oh, they're right above me. Hello? I was about to go upstairs, but maybe they're just some other explorers. Son of a gun. I thought I smelled smoke when I walked in, too. I didn't say it on camera, but I smelled smoke. Like somebody was smoking.
Among the decay, clues remained. A scale, a doctor's tool, a knife still stuck in the dirt, a decades-old gas bill on the floor, family photos that hadn't been touched in years. Every corner whispered a memory, and none of them felt human.
Hello? Man, I just got a chill. I crap you not. I just got a big-time chill. Man, my hair's standing straight up. I don't know why. That's crazy. But this thing is not moved. We did hear footsteps. Maybe that wasn't a person. Because I'm telling you, man, my freaking hair is standing straight up right now.
No ghost jumped on camera. No demon screamed. But Jeremiah felt it. The cold pricks on his skin. The pressure in his chest. The instinct to run, though nothing chased him. Yet, he never found what was there. He just knew it didn't want to be seen, only felt.
I definitely got the chills. Right here again. It's right here. This is where I felt it last time. Right here. I've got super chills right here. But this thing's not moving. That is really weird. But we did have... You could clearly hear somebody walking above us. Okay. I have not heard that for a while. Footsteps. Those were clearly footsteps. I heard them. When I was in the basement, I heard them up here. And when I was up here, I heard them upstairs. So, what is that? Spirit
person? I don't know. What's your thoughts? Let me know in the comments.
In his final words, Jerober said, "This house listens, it remembers, and while I left with my life, I think a part of me stayed behind." And maybe that's the scariest kind of haunting, the one that doesn't follow you, because it never lets you leave completely. If you're still with us, comment, "I made it to the end," because surviving all 6 stories, that's a badge of honor. And if you ever think of camping alone again, maybe rewatch this playlist first, just in case.
Some forests inspire awe, while others leave you with questions that linger forever. If any of these encounters sent a chill down your spine, share your thoughts in the comments. And remember to like and subscribe for more horror content from Shadows of the Wild. Until next time, stay safe out there, because you never truly know what's waiting in the woods. That's all we have for today. Stay tuned for more.